Visibility Channel. I am Unstoppable Tracy, and I am with the phenomenal barrier buster, Donna Cansfield. Oh my gosh. Huge impact to the community. You are the former MPP of Etobicoke Centre.
That's correct.
And now you are the chair of Brands for Canada. And just a legacy of being a barrier buster. Will you tell us a little bit about your past that brought you to us here today in this role?
Well, I had the pleasure of being involved in politics for about 27 years.
Wow.
First 15 as a school trustee, and then the last 12 working with the Ontario Liberals in the provincial government. And I also had the pleasure of holding 3 cabinet positions. So again, I had an opportunity that a lot of people don't have to really see the world a little differently.
Yes.
To learn a whole lot more than just what you sort of see on a day-to-day.
You know behind the scenes.
It's a little bit of behind the scenes.
Yes.
So I had the pleasure of knowing a particular member of Parliament who suggested I go to an event one day in the House, and guess what? It was at that time Windfall, and I met Helen, and I got hooked very quickly.
No wonder. She's just a magical spirit.
But it was also what they're doing and what an incredible difference brands makes in the lives of people.
Yes.
Whether it's providing them with new clothing. I always said, like, think about it. Would you like to go to bed with a used teddy bear?
No.
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 Or somebody else's pajamas?
Wow.
No. So what Brands does by taking the new clothing
Yes.
with the work of community living, removing those labels, and then distributing that clothing gives people dignity.
Ah.
And there's nothing more important in somebody's life when, as you said earlier, that you get really down at times. And how do we help give them a little bit to get them up again? So that's what Brands does so well.
It's huge. It's massive. I mean, sometimes even if you're not feeling well, people talk about put on a red dress to feel energetic.
That's it.
Right? And imagine if we're doing that in powerhouse roles, what that could mean for every single individual.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's phenomenal. So now, fast forward, they inspired you to be the chair of Brands for Canada. You're talking a little bit about the inspiration behind it, but what is your role as chair for Brands for Canada?
Well, actually, it's a lot easier than you might think because I get to work with 10 other phenomenal people who sit on the board,
Right.
all of whom bring incredible skills, a lot of history and knowledge. And then we have a philosophy at Brands that we work as a team. I think you heard Helen say that earlier. We're all in this together.
Yes.
And so when you work as a team, it really makes it much easier. Although we have responsibility, fiduciary responsibility for policy and such, and operation belongs to the staff, we really do work as a team in determining our strategic plan. Where are we going? How are we going to build? What more can we do to help make a difference in the lives of those who need our help?
We're so lucky you're on the board. I mean, when you think of your story about what would it be like to go to bed with somebody else's teddy bear, and then you're the one that's creating those strategic plans with that heartfelt intention, is just, I mean, puts a lump in my throat.
I would tell you it's every member of the board that comes with that same passion to the board, with the same ideal that they want to make a difference in the lives of people who need the support. And to be able to provide the programming and the training, to work with people who have a disability, to know, and I always used to say people with a different ability.
Yes, yes.
That we're here to provide the supports wherever we can and however we can to help them improve their lives and to make a difference for them.
Yes. Well, I was going to ask you a little bit about what compels you, because this is volunteer, folks. She does this 110% on her own time. I mean, amazing.
Again, the entire board, they're all volunteers, and the same as our volunteers that come in. We have companies that come in and help us do sorting. We have folks that come in and support us in other ways. So it's very much a volunteer-driven organization. So it's not hard to be motivated when you're standing beside someone who shares your passion.
Oh,
it's really quite simple.
So, I mean, you've talked about 27 years, and now you're here as the chair, and incredible commitment and time to volunteer on a board, though I suspect you strongly inspired a few people to want to step up. And so do you have any advice for folks that might want to be a contributing volunteer board member?
Oh, absolutely.
For a not-for-profit
do your
organization. Do your homework.
Do your homework. If you're going to get involved with a not-for-profit association, do your homework. Understand what motivates that organization, and is it what motivates you? And is there some way you sync together and you can work together? Understanding your obligations and responsibilities as a board member, not only from your contribution, it's your fiduciary responsibilities, ensuring that the organization has the financial supports that it needs, the legal supports that it needs, that if it needs to reach out for consultants or whatever, that you feel that that's a part of what you can contribute.
Yes.
And so I just say do your homework. Find a place where you feel you can make a difference that fits with your objectives.
Yes.
And trust me, there are 60,000 not-for-profits in
60,000.
Ontario alone.
Ontario.
Just Ontario.
And this is around the world.
And this is around the world.
So what inspires you? I mean, personally.
Oh, well, as Helen said, family, of course. There's no question. If a daughter is a teacher, the son in renewable energy, and married to an engineer that's fairly pragmatic.
Wow.
But I will tell you, it's people like Helen that inspire me.
Wow.
And people like George and I mean, there's just so many, Charlotte and others, that sit on the board and give of their time willingly to make a difference. You know, it's, and Tyler's with us today. It's their commitment that helps me continue to do what I need to do as a board chair.
Yes.
And fulfill my responsibilities. And then the other is that, you know, at the end of the day, you kind of feel good.
Yes. Yes.
You just feel good that you've helped
Soul
somebody.
is filled.
And when you feel good and you're happy, you tend to pass it around.
Yes. So now you've passed it around. Now there's people out there that want to find you because now you are their inspired mentor, role model. How do people find you?
The same, Brands for Canada. I'm on the same list, and
Nice.
They can phone as well. And I'm always there to help someone if there's some help that can be given.
Folks, we have Donna Cansfield, former MPP of Etobicoke Centre and now chair of Brands for Canada. Please continue watching the Disability Channel. Thank you from the bottom of unstoppable Tracy's heart. I'm so glad you could join us.
I'm a hugger, too.
Oh, I'm a hugger, too. Oh, Donna. Wow. The true inspiration.
Wow,
Thank you
awesome.
for your time.
My pleasure.
Wow.